called Chris Olave my top rookie wide receiver for this year. He looked fantastic starting off, especially when he had a really exciting quarterback in Jameson Winston for the first 3 games. And then the Andy Dalton experience diluted it for him a little bit, but he still ended up
He's still balled
performing
out
pretty well on a pretty shabby offense. You know, he's still wrapped up at wide receiver 27. It's not as high as I would have liked to have seen him finish, certainly, but maybe it suppresses his value a little bit going forward as well for people who didn't see the exciting stats there. And so he might end up being a pretty good trade target in that respect as well.
Well, and the fact that he was the highest wide receiver out of this class, finishing at wide receiver 27. I mean, Garrett Wilson was right behind him at 31, Christian Watson 33. He was the top wide receiver stats wise, points per game in this class. So, I think that speaks volumes to what he was able to do on a less than stellar offense. If you can get him at a bit of a discount because people aren't convinced in this offense, I think now would be the time to go try to grab him before New Orleans, say, makes a splash. If they try to make a splash and get an upgrade at quarterback, say, whether it's Derek Carr or, Aaron Rodgers gets traded or Jimmy G or, one of these other quarterbacks, do it now before that value increases. Because once a better competent quarterback goes in there, the price is going to double. Really. It's going to be real hard to get him.
Yeah, I think it's the last time to get him for a single first round pick before that happens. Because once that happens, I do think he's going to just explode. So go send out some feelers. See if somebody will, especially, I don't know, rookie fever is probably about hitting for fantasy drafts already. Like we're now at the stage. What are we, 4 weeks without actual fantasy season long? 5, 6 weeks. I don't know. People are gonna get crazy for those rookie picks. So now might be a time to make that move, and I'm doing it. How do you feel about? I'm curious here, just with talking about Chris Olave, talking about Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson also suffered from the quarterback issues. When he had a good quarterback, he was phenomenal, and then he didn't have a good quarterback.
Good quarterback.
Don't say another bad word about Joe Flacco. Don't you dare do it. Not to my face, not to our listeners' ears. But when he had a competent quarterback, let's say even Mike White, whoever, like when he had somebody competent, let's just say anybody who wasn't Zach Wilson. When Zach Wilson wasn't there, he was phenomenal. So ergo, there's no way that they ride into 2023 with Zach Wilson as their starting quarterback. It just cannot happen at this point. So even if Mike White was able to sustain Garrett Wilson's fantasy value, that basically means anybody can sustain Garrett Wilson's fantasy value. So again, before they make a move for quarterback or show what that move is, it's not going to be a discount per se, or it's not going to maybe feel like it. But before that quarterback move happens, I think he's going to be a lot cheaper.